conscious conversations with Ben just now, and he inspired me to share something that I told him, and it was just we have our weekly structure, right, of our conscious conversations, and what I realized earlier today, for example, I was sitting with my family and we were having some wine, and they asked me if I wanted some, and I was originally I said yes. I said, yeah, pour me a glass, I'll just chill and relax and spend time with you, having some wine. But then I was thinking about our conscious conversations, and I said, oh, actually, I can't, not I can't, but I don't want to. I want to, I didn't say this to them, but I want to be conscious for our conscious conversations later. I don't want to have the effect of the alcohol dampening my consciousness and just sort of making me not sort of fully present, fully there. I don't want to be tipsy at all or have that effect. So then I decided instead to just get up and have a glass of water. And really what it was about was I realized that, like, my brother's always told me about this idea that nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you, right? But this kind of takes that one step further. It's like, no, like, I've got to steer the ship. It's not only that I need to realize that nobody's coming to save me, it's like I need to steer the ship myself. I need to be the one to make that decision every time to say, actually, I'm not going to drink right now because I want to go for a run tomorrow, because I want to, be conscious to do this talk tomorrow, or whatever it might be. Like, not to say you shouldn't have a drink or I'm never going to have a drink again or anything like that. I definitely enjoy having a drink sometimes, but it's about like choosing the time and place to actually be able to stop and relax, and realizing when I want to actually serve myself and say no to people sometimes. And it's like, no, like, nobody's going to make that decision for me in that moment. Nobody's going to tell me, like, oh, don't have that wine just now. It's going to make you less conscious for your call later. I've got to realize that myself. I've got to make that decision. And that was just so massive for me, that to kind of really think about that and realize that, like, I've got to show up for myself and make decisions for the future me to be able to show up and be present for the things that I want to. Like, drinking wine or not drinking wine didn't mean that I could be present with my family. I had a glass of water and I sat with them and I was present and I enjoyed that time. So whether or not I drank wine in that moment, not drinking wine didn't stop me from enjoying that time with my family. It didn't stop me from being present, but it also did allow me to be conscious and present for my conscious conversations with Ben. So yeah, I just wanted to share that kind of story of that realization, that experience that I had, and it felt very profound to realize that, and to take that even further. And we're talking about sort of health. It's like I have other vices, whether it's sugar or alcohol or I used to smoke, for example, and being able to say no to that, being able to walk away from those things and build a new identity that is actually serving me more. I have other methods of fulfilling that energy, because energy is never created or destroyed, it's always transformed, right? So the energy of me having a wine with my family is transformed into me doing something else, and that, again, that just feels like a very important realization that I'm not missing out by not having that wine. I'm not missing out. I'm still able to enjoy that. It's about whether or not I feel like I'm missing out or not. It's about whether I feel that I can still be present and still connect to those people or not. not about them really. It's about how I'm feeling internally, and what decisions that I want to make for myself. You know, we're talking today also about like kindness, and like how there's a difference between being nice and being kind. You know, being nice is often about being a people pleaser. Being kind is more about, I would say, actually being compassionate. So, you know, a people pleaser might not say the honest truth because they would think that it's not nice, but you can still be kind and be honest at the same time. That's just an example of that. You know, and being able to set and stick to your own boundaries, being able to say no to people, being able to walk away from things, being able to disengage from things that don't serve you. Like, it's just, these are the things that were kind of also about making the decisions from a more conscious perspective, things that will serve myself later on to show up and be positive, like not just be positive, be present for the things that I have committed myself to. And that's an important part of it as well. It's like I committed myself to do this conscious conversations with Ben, where we show up and we be conscious and we try and reflect on the week, and we try and practice super consciousness and raising our vibration. And to do that, I can't be dampened. So, you know, it's also about sticking to my commitments that I've already made, whilst being able to be present in the moment and enjoy time with my family. So that was what was obvious to share today.